Green Day's American Idiot, the best rock album in history so far, which gave us such memorable singles like American Idiot, the title track, or Jesus of Suburbia, or Holiday, or my personal favorite, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And some of the not well known tracks, but I love them anyway. On the deluxe version is a song called Shoplifter, which I love. We're not here today to review American Idiot in a review format. Today we're here to talk about what if American Idiot had been never made and it was replaced with another album. Yes, you heard me correctly. American Idiot was not supposed to be Green Day's seventh studio album. It was supposed to be another album. So today we're going to theorize what would the world be like if American Idiot had been never made. So here's the story, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Warning was Green Day's sixth studio album. Well, in 2002, Green Day went into the studio to record an album called, drumroll, Cigarettes and Valentines. That was supposed to be their seventh studio album. And the reason the album was never made, are you ready for this? The master tapes for Cigarettes and Valentines were stolen from the studio. So, they decided instead of remaking the album, they would just write a whole new album, which became American Idiot. American Idiot was started with the song Homecoming, believe it or not, when they were in the studio just fooling around, and the guys were writing just little silly sentences, and then one guy's like, I think it started with like Mike Dirnt, and then Trey's like, oh, I want to write one, and then Bill was like, I want to write one. And it turned into Homecoming. And then from there, they just kind of started a story of American Idiot. And that's how American Idiot, the album, was made, believe it or not. But before that, Cigarettes and Valentines was supposed to be made as their seventh studio album. And I want to see what the world would have been like if Cigarettes and Valentines had been released instead of American Idiot. Now, first we must think about how popular American Idiot made Green Day, okay? Because American Idiot really made Green Day a comeback, because in 1994 they were signed to a major label for their album Dookie, which Dookie was a big breakthrough for the band with singles like She, When I Come Around, Basket Case, all those. That really made Green Day popular in the first place. But then they were kind of in a slump for a while, not as many high album sales, until American Idiot, of course, which rose them to the top. And they did make a recent comeback on Revolution Radio in 2016. But the thing is, since American Idiot was such a good seller, if American Idiot had never been made, Green Day would not be as well known of a band, probably. Cigarettes and Valentines would have just been a mediocre album sale. So really, the point I'm trying to make here is, if Cigarettes and Valentines had never been made, the point I'm trying to make here is, if Cigarettes and Valentines had come out in place of American Idiot, they might not have been as popular. Now, another reason I know this is because I did get my hands on the track list. Apparently that was leaked. So, some of the songs that were supposed to be on there, Bill Armstrong said, are actually going to be used for new songs. Instead of re-recording the album, they're going to use those songs and put them on other albums. An example of this is Youngblood from Revolution Radio, okay? Now, when hearing it, that became a really big hit as well. So, if you really think about it, so there was Youngblood. Then, the reason I know that Cigarettes and Valentines wouldn't have been that big is because of the song Brutal Love. Brutal Love was supposed to be a track, and guess what? That is on the trilogy Uno, Dos, and Tre. And guess what? Uno, Dos, and Tre was hated by critics. So Cigarettes and Valentines probably would not have sold well. And then there are songs like Youngblood from Revolution Radio, which did sell well. I will admit that Youngblood was loved by some fans. And so basically, the album could have either sold really well or sold really bad. Because some songs from Uno, Dos, and Tre were going to be on Cigarettes and Valentines. And those songs were hated. So really, the album could have received mixed reception. But also, I think that the album wouldn't have sold as well anyway. Because only one track probably would have been a hit, and that's Youngblood. the rest probably would have really bombed the album. Now, Cigarettes and Valentines, we've heard the title track before, believe it or not. I will play the clip, but basically, if you don't believe that this album was supposed to be produced, Cigarettes and Valentines, Green Day played it live somewhere. So take a look at this.
We're gonna play a brand new song. And ain't that brand new? This song's called Cigarettes and Valentines. Let's go! I don't wanna kiss goodnight. Let us paralyze this moment till it dies. Send the end of the earth under the body of pressures. Watch your cry crashing deep inside my heart. Take a ride through the avenues across the great divide. There's a silent screaming night and light that cries. Red
In conclusion, my theory is that Green Day wouldn't be as popular as they are today. The album wouldn't have sold as well, and they probably would have died out by now. But luckily, they made a comeback in their hit. So maybe things happen for a reason, and Cigarettes and Valentines wasn't meant to be made anyway. A lot of people are still saying, "Oh, remake the album" and all that. Like, well, maybe it was stolen for a reason. Anyways, thank y'all for watching, and tell me what you guys think would have happened if Cigarettes and Valentines had come out instead. Leave it in the comments.